Ladies and gentlemen, so I managed to do some science stuff, even though it's very difficult without almost no tools at all, and especially without a microscope. But even in such condition and with a real, a substantial amount of siyata dishmaya, of the help of God, we, advance slowly, but surely, and we should thank God again and again. So let me take like a huge guess now. It's going to be like an extreme long shot, as they say. So if I'm mistaken, but not by far. Or if the truth is close to what I say, please just correct me, because I might not be totally exactly right. Again, it's almost like a divination, but it's not a divination. It's actually it's like a strong intuition that is based on many things that I've seen, and also spoke about during the last couple of years. So let's just I'll just say something and tell me if I'm correct, and to what extent. So first, you, my audience, until you've watched this channel, this YouTube channel, you've actually never seen a Nero in your life. And that's because you are a bunch of retards and cannibals, and especially in the West, in particular in Israel and the United States, you are all a bunch of pedophiles and perverts, and any kind of science is completely foreign to you. So you have never seen one, even though it's literally every humanoid that you've ever seen contains it in their body, and titans and cherubs actually contain it in a large amount, in enough size, big enough that any kind of microscopic check of any fluids, any basic standard check with the most basic microscope, should detect this stuff. But you've never done those checks because you are all a bunch of cannibals and idiots. But this was my first guess. Now let's go for the second one. But you, as opposed to me, until this night, until this evening and this night, you had seen something else, which is closely related, but without you knowing about it, because you don't you didn't even have the concept of Nero, so you couldn't say that these things are closely related. But you have definitely seen the other closely related thing, which is, and another thing, I'm raising the bets here of my gamble. You've seen it, you've never seen it on Earth, on the planet Earth, besides samples that Israeli tomb raiders and scum and slave traders took from Venus. Or perhaps you've seen it on Earth as a residue of cannibalistic rituals that Israelis and their Nazi cooperators performed on titans, especially male titans, and which puts it back in the 70s. Or perhaps they still do it on female titans from time to time. So it could be be a recent thing. So you have only seen the material either on Venus for the adventurers among us, or on Earth, samples that were taken by said adventurers from Venus, or another option, which I think it's kind of sick, but insane. But yeah, the Israelis are insane. Or maybe you've seen it on Earth, on planet Earth, as a residue, or as something that is closely, as a product or a byproduct of a satanic ritual that the Israeli performed on their Titan victims, their body. So let's just, so what is the material that I refer to? I have no idea what's its name, but I think that, as opposed to me, you are going to find it. I know it's extreme long shot, so forgive me if I'm totally wrong, but I think you are going to find it you're going to it's going to be you're going to be it will bring you, I mean, at least some memories. I don't know if good or bad, probably mixed. So without further ado, this is the stuff. And this is like a little bit of it, I mean, on like a candle, yeah, on Neros, like, I mean, the candles are called Neros. I will let it, mix, like do the reaction, and later I will light the candles. I will hopefully it will not, start a nuclear reaction. But tell me if this hope is, too optimistic. Because I don't know the stuff. It's just a feeling, like, I don't know, a hunch. And also another, extreme long shot is that this material is actually, it was like ton of money. And you're not going to, of course, admit it because you don't want to buy it from me. You want to, take it for free, like you've taken everything for free for me all my life, which is extremely stupid because, first of all, you're going to be fried by the space pictures you've already seen by your own eyes. And second, even if there were no starships, think about, I could have prepared this, scene 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, if only you told me the truth and let me do my research, and instead of, hunting me all my life, like the cannibalistic predators that you are. Because I've never been in Venus, and I have not conducted any ritualistic, satanic, ritual on any, Titan. And I have not acquired material from a Venus adventurer. This material was prepared right here on this room, this very, very modest room in a hostel in Tel Aviv. And I think that maybe for the first time, in the history of Israel, the Israelis are shut their mouths at least for a minute or two, because for so long they spread so many blood libels on me that I've done this and I've done that, and of course certainly it was clear to me that right from the start some of these blood libels are related to me going to Venus somehow and doing immoral things there, which is of course it's totally untrue, because I have no knowledge. I never got any knowledge about it from any Israeli. It's all me and God, and I've never been in on this planet. And the Neros or the potatoes are, they just come from my body, or, by process of enrichment of things that come out of my body. And I think that the process of enrichment has reached a new level today, I think, maybe I'm delusional, but, the said enrichment has, reached a new level, and now it's even, it's no longer, you no longer identify it as like a new soup, which I've shown you a lot, because I deal with it for months now, all sorts of soups, new soups. But now it's actually, it's changed. In your eyes, it's changed. It's category, and it's no longer the nanobot soup that is crazy alien robot. Is concocting or I don't know, concocting, cooking. But now it's actually a kind of a tar. I don't know, it's a tar. It looks like a tar. It's actually also kind of a soup. It's not that different than things that I've done till now, even though, but it has, from first, from initial inspection, I can already say that it has some interesting properties that we haven't seen in the Neo juices until now, even though we've seen many juices. But I certainly, it's something else. It's much thicker than most of the Neo juice, but I should say that not all of them. We have, if you remember, we've already dealt with. We had also Neo, soups that were very, very thick, or almost like this one, or I think even thicker than this one. So it's not. The issue is not the fact that it's so thick and not liquid, because we've had actually soups in several good experiments that with thick mixture. Though it's not how thick it is. But it's the way it looks, and all the sort of things that I've just without microscope you could see all sorts of stuff if you inspect it very closely, and again my guess is that it's worth a ton of money. So, am I completely delusional, and maybe the Israelis, I mean, succeeded in their long-time mission of making me crazy due to all the, I mean, abuses. So maybe, I mean, I'm crazy, but maybe not. First thing first, if it's actually a neo juice, I mean, which could have been like proved or disproved in just a very extremely simple check under the microscope, and it's a shame that I don't have my microscope with me. It's irritating so much, but I mean, so because it's such some simple thing. But anyway, if it's actually a neo juice, like one of the many neo juices or neo soups that I've prepared, I mean, so I mean, you should be able to actually use it like to construct stuff or create stuff or do like I mean, what's the word of like to make a spell, like conjure spells and witchcrafts and things like that. So I'll tell you what's the problem. The problem is that I've created a strong magnet, but I still don't have like a proper container that I mean, it will be simple to use it. I'll show you. I mean, maybe I should disconnect it first. And now, ow, 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 ow. Okay, so these are the battery of. So, no, nothing happened. So this is the battery, and I mean it's created like a magnetic force. I mean up. I mean according to the law of the right hand. So and these force. I mean is metal plate with the mixture, and I can already say that I mean we will have problem with as expected with the temperature. And this one, I mean, I took it out of the freezer. I actually used it. I mean, I just throw ice in it. It's the cover of this, like, can that I used. Just, I mean, I just to drink. Like I like to drink very cold. Maybe I'm more like similar to the Neo than initially you can think, because like we both like cold drinks. So like very cold, like almost like ice. Just one small step below like freezing temperature, and so and I can it seems that even like when you use the magnetism, which is much creates much less heat than electrolysis, I can still say that the mixture after some time here connected to the socket, with the engine, like the magnetic engine connected to the socket, it's got a little bit like drier, which means that actually we lost some liquid, and maybe and if it's actually as I suspect it is a neo juice, a kind of a neo juice, it means that maybe we lost some of them, which is a shame. Okay, so we need to have much more experiment to conduct, and maybe I'm totally wrong, and this is just like a junk or like a shit, like a heap of shit that was created by random processes, and I'm delusional, and in fact I don't have microscope allows me to actually create ridiculous theories. So first I really need a microscope. But second, it doesn't look like like a bunch of shit. It looks like a neo juice, but a very special one. So I'm going to take a shower and then and connect it again to put it on like the cover and connect it to the socket, and later I will do what we already like, which is experiments with fire. Only with the neos. The candles that are called neos, and that should be kept contained. But maybe I don't know. Maybe we're going to have a surprise, because I don't know how flammable this material is, and also it's not only how flammable it is, because as we remember, there's always the issue of the reaction with the beeswax. Maybe it's who knows what kind of reaction. So maybe like I mean at some point, or I mean, of my research, I mean, if it will continue like I mean to be conducted in such a like Spartan environment, like I mean without I mean material and like under arrest, I mean at some point, I mean as time like I mean as we advance in time, the probability of me I mean accidentally creating a nuclear weapon I mean in my like bedroom I mean it reaches 1. I think we all agree. But I mean yeah. People are stupid. Like I mean they put me in arrest, they take my daughters from me, they take all my money from me. I mean humans are a ridiculously non-intelligent species and immoral species, and that's a fact. Not only Israelis, humans in general, Homo sapiens, really like a failure of a species, failure.